if you, for some reason, do not have a bathing suit, that's gonna be a big problem, and you're gonna be bored the whole time.
So my favorite part about Carolina Pines is probably the water park.
Yeah, they had a really nice serenity pool that was open pretty early and closed pretty late, so you could do like some night swimming.
I don't know what wasn't likable about that place. It was all really nice.
The water park that they had was pretty cool, and I really liked their basketball court because compared to some other RV campgrounds we've been to, it's normally just like a cement pad, but theirs was like this weird foam, so that was nice, and the rooms were really easy to like play on.
And what was your favorite thing about Carolina Pines?
The basketball court. The rims were really nice, and I don't know, like I just liked playing with everyone there, and the court was just nice too because when it rained, it wasn't like all super flooded and everything. You could still play. And I also really liked how there were street lights. So like when it got dark, there was lights, so you could still play.
Was the best part the water slides?
No.
No? What was the best part then?
When our grandparents showed up.
Overall, did you find the park to be like a nice, clean environment, well kept?
Oh, the campus, the park was immaculate. I think they took great care of it. The lawns look great. All the flower beds, the trees, the palm trees. They had guys there every day working nonstop, so they did a great job with maintenance.
So something else that I like is that they also have a lot of different pools for a lot of different like people because the campground is big. The map was huge, so it was nice because they had a lot of different pools for a whole bunch of different places. Like it wasn't in one area; it was spread out. Something that I did not like is that everything was pretty far from where we were.
They had a really nice arcade. It was really nice. A thing that I really liked about their campground is that it was very well maintained.
Maintained.
Like there wasn't trash everywhere, and there weren't like super high grass. Like it was cut really nice, and it was really clean. It had a nice bathhouse.
Compared to other campgrounds you've been to, how did you feel like the bathhouses compared?
Compared to most campgrounds, it was very nice. But it is a public bath.
Yeah, so it was still a little dirty.
There was still some like paper towel on the floor or whatever.
Yeah. And what did you think of the bathhouse?
It was good. I didn't use the latrine or the bathroom, but I took a shower. It was more on the cleaner side. Obviously, the floors get wet because people are coming in and out of showers. But overall, 9 out of 10 as far as the cleanliness. I had no problems with that whatsoever.
Campsites were really nice, clean, and well maintained. And even the lowest grade campsite was really really nice. So you had concrete pads that you're parking on, concrete patios, you had really nice built-in fire rings, not like the flimsy metal ones. You really feel like you're staying in a resort. It doesn't feel like just your generic campground. Sorry, what?
Neighborhood?
Oh yeah, it had because we were in the B section, which is kind of back in the middle of the cabin area. It really had a feeling of almost being in the neighborhood.
In like a neighborhood.
Yeah, rather than in the middle of the campground, which I liked because it was very quiet back there, but Mike didn't like that very much. So I'm sure he'll tell you about that. But yeah, that was one thing that I enjoyed about it was with just that quiet feeling of being just in the neighborhood. And
Our site specifically, I didn't really care for because I felt like we were surrounded more by cabins than we were campers. On the other side of the road, it would have been more ideal, I think, in my opinion, because you didn't really have that. I didn't really have that camper feel to it. I felt like we weren't with our people, so to speak. The sprinkler system, the timing of that, it would come on at 9 o'clock in the morning when typically people are outside drinking coffee or cooking breakfast. It just came on, and ironically enough, it came on right after it finished raining. It's raining. Raining, and our sprinkler system is coming on, hosing down by Blackstone. It would have been nice to have some kind of notification, site specific, on the schedule of the water system coming on.
We went in a golf cart and we drove around, and that is a humongous campground, like probably the biggest one I've ever been to.
We did try to rent a golf cart, but we weren't able to, so you and your brother were able to get one from, you had to go to an outside vendor to be able to get it. And they did allow us to do that, but I think they charged an additional fee.
We went online, looked at different vendors, different options, and there's the whole spectrum. A lot of them were very, very high. I think up to $300 a day. Some of these places wanted, but we found one for 2 days. I want to say it was 150, possibly. But then, of course, Carolina Pines needed to have a piece of the pie. They wanted, I think, like $35 just to have the golf cart on campus. Which, all in all, we had it for 2 days, and it was good to go around and see the new section that they're still continuing to build, the cabins, which seemed to be pretty nice.
Another thing that I liked is that I really liked the indoor pool. I only went once, sadly. But the reason why I like it so much is because they have a lot of like natural air coming in because they had windows that were open, and also you don't get sunburnt in there. I just liked it.
The beach is so close, which is something I really like about it. It's that you were very close to the beach and you could always go to the beach whenever you felt like it. And so
just to be clear, the beach is not at the property.
But
yeah,
it is,
but it's a short drive away.
It's a very short drive that is very accessible.
I liked the playground.
Yeah. Was it a good place to ride your bike?
Yeah, it was very flat.
Everything's paved, so it made it really easy.
Yeah, and also there wasn't a lot of big hills.
And did you do any of the other areas in the sports court? You just did the basketball?
I just did the basketball, but they had, I think it was pickleball or tennis, and they had cornhole, and they had like a small little sports field for like all activities, I think they called it. That was cool.
Right. And when you were playing basketball, who all was playing with you?
Just anyone from the campground. It was a lot of like staff that would just play on their free time, so when they weren't on a shift. So you got to know them, like if you went every night and played, so that was cool.
Okay, so just a lot of pickup games then, but like everybody, kind of like a community feel then, right?
Yeah.
You're kind of, yeah. One of the things I loved, you guys were not like learning each other's names, you were just like making up nicknames for everybody and like calling out nicknames. I thought it was kind of funny. What about alligators? Did you see any alligators there?
No, but there can be, because workers said that they have. Oh yeah, The workers there are very nice. So if you go there, make sure to say hello to a worker because they're really nice.
They had signs telling you that there might be alligators.
So they had a very nice, we called it a dance studio whenever you're talking about it, but it was called a yoga studio. And they had like these yoga classes. Yeah, they had a very nice one with excellent acoustics, and they had like, that's what I was gonna say. They had this like mirror thing with like the pole that you could do like ballet poses and stuff, and it was overall a very clean, nice yoga studio that made you feel like a pop star. It was really cool.
We sound good.
Oh, because of the acoustics?
Yes, I loved singing in there. And then I would hurt everyone's eardrums because I would go so high and so loud that I would hurt everyone's eardrums.
The gym. They have a nice gym there that we kind of picked our head in. That kinds of like really nice workout equipment.
Like if you're in the gym and then you decide you want to do like yoga or something, there is like a little yoga. There's like a little section in the gym where it had like yoga stuff. So, and it was in the same building, the yoga studio and the gym.
Yeah, it was the next room over.
Yeah, it was very close, so you could just like grab a ball and take it to the yoga studio and use it instead of doing it in the gym.
So pretty much the dance studio can be pretty hard to find because it doesn't have a sign outside.
Yeah.
And so I did have a little bit trouble trying to find it the first time, but it's the closest like door to the Serenity Pool.
Yeah.
On the opposite side of the general store.
Yeah.
So, and you go through those doors, and then there's another set of doors you go through, and then you'll find the yoga studio. The bowling alley was a nice bowling alley. We didn't actually go bowling in it, but they did have like a family bowling night.
Yeah.
But it got too crowded for us to really try and actually bowl in it. But it did cost an additional payment.
Yeah, bowling was one of the few things that cost extra.
So
That in the arcade. When I went, I didn't see any like normal sized bowling balls. They're always like pretty.
It was like
tiny.
mini
It's a
bowling.
mini bowling alley.
Yeah, but I think I didn't think it would be like mini bowling balls. It was just like actual tiny bowling balls, and then a normal bowling alley. But it was very nice. Like I said, the entire campground really was well maintained.
I like the water park.
The water park. Did you have a favorite slide? Which one was the best?
Either red or blue.
Red or blue?
Actually, either red or yellow, because yellow was the fastest.
Yeah. Yellow was the fastest. And then everybody seemed to think red was, though. Because it was the longest.
Maybe.
But you think yellow was faster? Yellow whipped you a lot at the end.
But the water was great. The pool's really warm. So I like as far as pool options, it was more chill on the Serenity Pool. I mean, the other pool was obviously catered more towards younger kids
And families,
and
yeah.
their families. And we never had a chance to do the water park because it wasn't open. But the water slides, the family seemed to enjoy that. I didn't partake in that, but it seemed like the kids really had a good time, as well as my brother and sister-in-law seemed to enjoy it as well.
Honestly, we were at the resort for 5 nights, and it was not long enough. Like, we definitely could have stayed longer because even with those 5 nights, we didn't get to do everything that the park had to offer. And we would have liked to see more.
We did to their Serenity Pool.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
And then we also went to the arcade, which I liked. But I also have something I didn't like. I did not like the prices in the general store.
Oh, it was too expensive?
Yeah, like the drinks were like $3.
Oh.
And it
Was
like-
that the fountain drinks or like the
No,
regular?
The little bottle of like Sprite that was like this small, and it was $3.
The normal fountain drinks were actually pretty good price.
Yeah, the fountain. They did have a deal on their like fountain ones that you could get, and I don't remember. I think it was like you could get 3 drinks for $5 or something like that, right? So that one wasn't bad. And what did you think of the store, the camp store?
Their camp store, it felt really nice because it was really air conditioned. So if you were out walking around and doing other stuff, if you went in there, it felt very cool. And they had a lot of stuff in there that you would need, but I didn't see a lot of stuff to like repair stuff from your camper. Like it was mostly like food and drinks and like little t-shirts and stuff like that, but and like for the pool, but there wasn't, from what I saw, like a lot of stuff to repair your camper. So if you had something wrong, you had to like run out to Target or Walmart or something like that, because they didn't have like that stuff in the camp store.
They had a little bit, but not much.
Yeah, it wasn't like enough that it could fix like a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, the camp store was pretty good.
Well, considering how big the campground was, they probably should have had maybe another camp store somewhere else on the campus, or had more options for a camp store. For amount of campers and cabin goers, I felt like the stores was on the smaller side. It was big, but it's still on the smaller side and limited options as far as, you know, what you would need on a daily basis.
And we actually got to go into one of the cabins because your grandparents, my in-laws, came in, stayed for a couple of days.
It was
And so they stayed in a cabin behind us.
Yeah.
And so what did you think of the cabins?
They stayed in one of like the I think the lowest version of the cabin, and for it being like the lowest version, I thought it was super nice. It was very long.
And it was well equipped. Like they had soap and paper towels and toilet paper
in
and
case you didn't
regular
bring
towels and stuff. The sheets were on the beds, so all of that was included
You didn't
for
have
the
to
cabins.
bring your own bedding and stuff. It was already prepared for you. I mean, you can if you want to, but they already had it.
So what did you think of the cabins?
Very white.
They were pretty white. But they
Everything
were,
was painted white,
But-
basically.
but they were very nice. Like they were,
Yeah, they were clean.
yeah, pretty upscale. Like I actually was surprised by how big the shower was in the
Pretty
cabin.
modern.
Yeah, modern looking. Yeah, that's
It
true.
wasn't old.
Yeah. Your parents came and they stayed in a cabin right next to us. What did you think of the actual cabins that you saw?
Very clean. It was nice, white, very cold. They kept it cold. So you come in, first appearance is at great climate control, so it was really cool. My parents seemed to enjoy it. The shower was huge. I wish I had taken advantage of that. Nice walk-in shower, so kudos to Carolina Pines for that.
Oh, you got to try at the pool some of the food. Tell me a little bit about that.
Oh yeah, the food there, like, it's actually pretty good. Like the fries, they were well made, and if you're getting the fries there, you have to get the honey mustard that they have available, because honey mustard's really great.
And you had one of the slushies too, didn't you?
Yeah, I had those slushies. Those are actually pretty good too. And I had mozzarella sticks too, and the mozzarella sticks were also pretty
You
good.
had the mozzarella
Yeah,
sticks?
but
When
they're
did
out
you
of
have
marinara
that?
sauce, so make sure you get it with marinara sauce.
That's right. Skylar got that, right? Okay. Did you have a burger? No, Cody had a burger. So Cody, how was your burger? I know you were a little disappointed with it, I think.
The burger itself was good, but on the sign it was advertised to come with lettuce, tomato, and onions. I got none, and when I asked about it, they claimed they were out. So I just had meat on a bun. I mean, it was good, but
Yeah, just kind of bland.
yeah.
Yeah. Did you eat any of the food while you were there? Is there
I
anything?
had some of their breakfast stuff. They had really good French toast sticks. They were delicious. I give it like a 9.5. They're really
Ooh.
good.
You got some of the breakfast food, I think, didn't you? How was that?
Yeah, I don't remember the name of the little cafe thing we went to, but I was there twice, 2 days in a row. First morning I had a breakfast sandwich, which was pretty good, bacon, egg, and cheese. And then the second day I had, I think bacon, egg, and cheese as well as the French toast, which I would say was pretty good.
And you had ice cream there as well not from the store, but from that same cafe.
Yes, and I would not get that again. That
The ice cream wasn't good.
It was good, but you got like a dollop of ice cream and a little shot of whipped cream and a cherry, and it was just and like chocolate syrup. I got a sundae. I mean, I think my 10-year-old could have done a better job with that.
Okay, so there's a couple of things that I would say are negatives about it. Because Carolina Pines is part of the Sun Outdoors resorts, when you try to call for any kind of issue, you generally are getting Sun Outdoors main office and not the Carolina Pines office. It was really hard to get through to Carolina Pines, and I had wanted to change something on one of our reservations. I couldn't do that through the main office. We had to go through Carolina Pines. And so that was a little bit hard. It took me up until pretty much the day that we left, and I've been trying for over a week to get through. So trying to get through to the main office of Carolina Pines can be an issue. That was probably the biggest issue that I had with Carolina Pines. I would also say their laundry room, although it's a beautiful laundry facility, the machines were really confusing. They're ones that you pay with your credit card right into the machine, or you can use an app. And so many people were having trouble getting the app to work or getting the credit card machine to work. It was $2 a load, which is reasonable. That's pretty good. So the laundry situation, I feel like could be maybe a little bit better, a little bit clearer. Really, if that's the biggest issue you have, hey, that's not a big deal. So I think overall, it was a great experience. It was well located as far as what's around you. There was a lot of grocery stores and things like that nearby. The beach was about 15 minutes away, and there was very little traffic in the area, which was really nice too. Surprising, since we were there pretty much the week before 4th of July.
Was there anything you didn't like about Carolina Pines?
Probably that because it was so big, you couldn't really walk to everything you wanted to go see. Like, it wasn't very, it was very walk friendly, but it was so big that it was kind of hard to, like...
It was far to walk where
It
you wanted
was
to go.
really big, so you couldn't, like, walk to the playground, at least from where we were. I mean, there were some good spots where you're, like, close to everything, but we were a good amount that it was a little bit farther to walk.
It would have been nice to have an adult swim-only pool. Not that I didn't mind swimming with my kids and other rowdy kids, but it would have been nice to be able to relax in an adult pool.
I mean, overall, it was just a really nice campground. They definitely took good care of the campground.
It's a nice campground. I would definitely go there again.
You would go there again, or you want to go there again?
Both. I want to go there again.
Maple, did you like Carolina Pines? Well, let me think about it. Yes, I loved it.